Today seems like a good day to test my memory, so we're going to see if I can quickly recap my reads from May of 2024. I've got them pulled up here on my story graph. Looks like I read 11 books in May of last year. I'll also include my rating and a yes, no, maybe in this area. First book I finished last May was Brooms, a graphic novel. I would almost call this a historical fiction. It's about these magical broom races that take place in the middle of the night, but it touches on so much more than that, like racism and homophobia and stuff like that. There's like lots of representation in this book, even like disability representation, if I remember correctly. No, I am remembering correctly. Somebody has a leg brace and they're still a badass on the broom, so good read. And then I finished None of This Is True. This was a fun thriller. I really enjoyed it. It's about two women making a podcast, basically sharing about one of the women's life story, and it gets pretty fucked up. Then I finished The Toll. This was an incredible read. This whole series was incredible. I can't really tell you what happened in this if you haven't read the first two books, but just freaking read this series. And then I finished Powerful, which is a little novella that follows the best friend of the main character in this series. And I actually really enjoyed this despite not caring for the rest of the trilogy. The next book I finished was Endgame, which is a nonfiction book about the royal family, and what I learned is they're messy. I love reading and listening to anything about the royal family because rich people drama is just so juicy. After that, I finished Gleanings, which is a collection of short stories from the Arc of a Scythe series, and you definitely need to read this if you read the rest of the trilogy. Well, I mean, you don't have to, but it's just so freaking good. Why wouldn't you? I finished A Drop of Venom. This is a badass Medusa retelling that's just full of feminine rage, but check your freaking trigger warnings. Next up was Where Sleeping Girls Lie. This is like a mystery set in a boarding school. I don't really think I can say anything without giving anything away, but that's what it is. Next, I finished The God of Lost Words, and I love this series. This is the third book in the trilogy, and I loved this conclusion. I feel like this series is so slept on. If you like found family and books about found family and books, read this series. Next up, I finished Poverty by America. This is another nonfiction read. This book is so important. If you read nonfiction, you should read this. Even if you don't read nonfiction, I would say read this. It's only like 6 hours on audio, but it's just about some of the corrupt ways we give the wealthy people and corporations in the United States breaks that normal people could never dream of. And the last book I finished in May of last year was Court of Wanderers. This is the second book in this series after Silver Under Nightfall. We've got vampires, we've got this mysterious illness, we've got just crazy magic. I feel like there was a tree involved at one point. Yeah. I also remember a lot of walking to and fro in this one. They're wandering.